Hello, everybody. Welcome back, my beautiful, beautiful Cancers. Welcome back to Queen Cancer Tarot channel. And my name is Catherine. For everybody who is new to the channel, welcome. And please, could everybody travel on a little trip all the way down to the like button and hit it for me? I'll give you a few minutes, seconds, moments. Okay. Please hit that like button. You guys are helping this channel so much. And also, you guys, if you feel so free, subscribe. Okay. I do lots of fun giveaways. All right. Speaking of giveaways, we are getting ready to announce the winners for April. Already, you guys, these months are like back to back, right? Last week I announced the 3-question reading winners, and I will be doing it again on next week. Bi-weekly, I do a drawing for 3 people to win a free reading with me. In order to be entered in your chance to win, all you have to do is hashtag win or put a yellow heart in the comment section. Okay, yellow heart or hashtag win, and I will enter you into the drawing. Otherwise, please just, feel free to hang out and drop a comment if you like. Also, check out my other 2 channels, you guys. She Reads Tarot. I read for all 12 signs. And on Tarot Talk Live, I do True Crime Tarot. And I also have my own little spinoff show called Conspiracy Theory. All right. And I think you guys might enjoy it quite a bit. So it's very versatile. I don't just harp on one topic, all right, over and over again. But sometimes we give topics more attention. It just depends on the energy. And we are working on a couple of cases right now. So please go and check it out. Okay. The links are below. If you would like to book a reading with me, go to my website, you guys. Check it out. Email me if you have any questions and all the good stuff. Okay, but let's get on to the message for you, Cancer. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Here we go for my toothpaste. So somebody's brushing their teeth right now while they're listening to this reading, perhaps. Perhaps that's what's happening. All right, so listen. So let's just, in line with that, thinking about what actions in your daily life do you repeat the most? And why are you repeating those things? Is it because there's a feeling that you get out of it after you do those things? Is it while doing it, it takes you or distracts you and takes you away, you know what I'm saying, from whatever it is that you're not doing, you know what I'm saying? Like what is that underlying root benefit that you get out of repeating things over and over? There's got to be something, right? Because if you're repeating something over and over, it's because of some sort of response. Now, if you're not getting what you want and you're still repeating those actions over and over again, that also has underlying root causes to that. If it's hurting you, one would tend to think that it's because of some sort of a learned response or reaction to a similar situation that took place a long time ago, that's embedded within your DNA or in your memory some kind of way. Maybe it happened when you were a child. See what I'm saying? And it's triggering you, that response. It's like because you recognize it and you know it, it's kind of become part of who you are, so to speak. So yeah, and maybe there's a reason why you're unable to separate yourself from that, right? And again, if it happened when you're a child, that's probably the reason why. You see what I'm saying? That's a form of programming, conditioning, grooming. So, not to trigger anyone in any way, um, but for a lot of reasons, you can take a very deep look back sometimes into the reasons why we do things over and over again, whether they're good for us or whether they are bad. Okay. Um, so think about those things that you repeat the most. All right. So I just opened my journal. It's called the Mindfulness Journal. So it asks very thought-provoking questions and it gives you room to write. So in this journal, you see what appears to be a lot of blank pages, right? Well, because they are blank. And the reason why is because the information that is coming out of this journal is coming out of yourself. So everything that I'm going to read to you all from this journal has been input into me. Do you see what I'm saying? It's been uploaded into me, and I am regurgitating that out to you. Regurgitating. I hate that word. I don't even know why I chose to say it, but it is the same thing because it's like really just kind of like giving it back to you. You know what I'm saying? In that same form, just broken down, if that makes sense. It's kind of gross, disgusting. I can't even believe I did. Y'all, don't mind me today. Okay, don't mind me today. I had a very, very good afternoon today. I went and listened to some teachers that we call them street teachers, really. They had their microphones and their speakers, and they were teaching history of our people. It was beautiful. So I was able to kind of be a guest student, and they actually called me smart multiple times. So I really was kind of gushing, and I felt like, you know, I felt some type of way when I walked away from there, but very humbling experience at the same time, if that makes sense. It was edifying and humbling all at once. So it was a beautiful experience. All right. Back to what I was talking about. We'll talk about that more on my other channel on Tarot Talk Live. Okay, so this is what I wrote, and I'll read to you what it asks. It says to make a list of actions and habits that you use every day and reflect on how they're contributing to your personal growth. Before that, it says having a routine gives structure to our lives. But if we don't have the right habits, or if we don't use them consciously, they can consume us rather than helping us to live the best life. Does that make sense? So it's like, the things that we do on a regular basis can either kind of like control us, and take away the purpose from our lives because we're just in a routine rather than consciously, purposefully doing things on a conscious level, right? And giving so much richness to our daily lives rather than just kind of going through the motions. And it's easy to be programmed. And what if we're, programmed with a bad program? Or what if a bad person input the information that we are moving off of? Then that kind of intrinsically connects us to that bad thing. And that's not where we want to be or what we want to do. We don't want to move like that. We want to be separate and have that different walk in life, just like what I was learning from the street teachers and preachers that I was standing before today. So very humbling experience, y'all. I will never ever forget that. So I'll be talking about that on my other channel, but it's going to come up a lot in this reading. I'm already seeing this. Because it's just, yeah, it's just very, very, it's very important to have control, right, over the things that you do, the decisions that you make, your efforts, you know what I'm saying, to ensure that you're not being controlled or just falling into a rhythm, which it, can be fruitless, right? It's not going to help you or anyone else, right? It's like wasting space. So here's something that I wrote, and this was some time ago when I first got this. So there's been an evolution from then to now. Don't judge me. It says, I'm constantly starting a project or a new idea in my head and then not writing down an action plan. Or I will write down something I want, but fail to consider the steps that I need to start taking to get it. More of a lack of follow through and staying motivated. So I have a bad habit of thinking too much and too long about things that have already happened and not enough about things I desire or that I want to manifest into reality or into a reality for myself. I break and make promises to myself that I should not far too often, period. And I'm going to tell you, this was, at least a couple years ago when I wrote this. So let's keep going. I overreact when I know others may be using me for that very purpose, and that annoys me. Let's read that again. I break and make promises to myself that I should not far too often. I overreact when I know others may be using me for that very purpose, and that annoys me. About myself, that is. About myself, that is. I blame others for this also. And that bothers me about myself. Oh my God, you guys, I'm literally just kind of like spilling the beans here on myself, but it's true. It is true. And I'm going to fall on the sword for this, but this is where I was a couple years ago. I definitely have evolved. Okay. I definitely evolved. I can go and read at least 5 of these things and tell you how they're different now. So I'm very proud of where I am now. But this is me taking accountability is what this is, right? So that's why they call it the mindfulness journal, right? Because I'm being mindful of the actions I'm taking and why I'm taking those actions. And I'm being honest, which is more important. Okay, here's the next sentence. I must take responsibility for not so much what people do to me, but for allowing them the access and power to do anything to me in the first place. I'll read it one more time and I'm going to shut the book, and then we'll go on with our reading for today. I must take responsibility, excuse me, for not so much what people do to me, but for allowing them the access and power to do anything to me in the first place, like anything at all, good or bad. I allowed the access. So I have to take the responsibility for that. So whether I blame them or I blame me, none of it matters if I'm not protecting myself, first and foremost. And that is the energy that I feel that we are going to be talking about today. All All right, so let's do a reading for you, Cancer. And this isn't so general. This is specific. This is going to be a specific reading, right? For those who have realized that they had to stop with the victim mentality, right? It's not about what happened to you. It's not about what others did to you. It's about where the boundaries that you created or failed to have. Okay? All about boundaries. All about learning, all about evolution, all about accountability, taking responsibility for your own actions here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few out of here, just a few. This is in the reverse, you guys. Okay, so look, we have cause and effect, you guys. Cause and effect in the reverse. Okay, and this right here is justice in the reverse. And didn't I say there was something you were avoiding accountability about in the past? This is it. This is that energy. Okay, you were avoiding accountability for something, or there may be something that you don't even realize, right? You're all frustrated and annoyed and bothered about the fact that others are doing these certain specific things. However, you are the key. You hold the key. You have the power and the control over what others do, because you have the power and control over what you do and don't do. Period. I don't care what it means. I don't care what you have to let go of. Okay. So next, this is in the reverse as well. Okay. Like riding a bike. Like riding a bike. So an energy of getting back onto a situation and continuing to go. Like, you know how it was when we learned how to ride a bike? How many of us fell the very first time we got on a bike? Me. Multiple times, right? But what did you do after you fell? You got right back up, you hopped on that bike, and you kept going. You wiped your leg, you kept going, even if it was bleeding, probably, because you were so excited about having that bike. I know I was. Okay? Like riding a bike, when you fall, you get back up there and you keep going. Well, don't avoid accountability. Don't just get back on the bike here. There's an energy of this is a situation where you can't just get up and keep going as if nothing happened. You can't avoid accountability. You can't just avoid why you fell off the bike. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even that analogy, but you can't just avoid the reason why you're in this situation. You see what I mean? You can't just like take yourself completely out of it and say, oh my gosh, woe is me. How am I here? Oh my goodness. When some of it, I'm sure, does fall and tie and run right back to a decision you made or a decision you didn't make, someone you allowed too close to you, so you did something for someone and they took advantage of that. There's some sort of line that got crossed, but there was a boundary, but there was also something that you allowed and decided, period. There's always something that you can look at. In this particular case, though, this is a situation where you avoided accountability, you got back up on the bike and you kept going, you know, over and over and over, and it just kept happening. And I feel like each time you fell, there was more injury that was being caused. Right? Different. I mean, we can use a different analogy, but I feel like in this sense, this was not a good fall. Uh-oh, this just fell out. Speaking of falling. Ooh, look at this. See, money moves in the reverse, you guys. So again, I'm feeling like this was not a very positive move. This was not a very good thing to do. This wasn't a very stable, good decision to make with yourself in the situation. So, just kind of think of it. Just say you're dealing with somebody who is a toxic narcissist and they cheat a lot. You know what I'm saying? And, every single time, you give this person another chance, another chance, another chance. Well, there's going to be one time you may give this person a chance and then something is going to happen that you can't necessarily do anything about, right? But it was like, you kept making these bad money moves knowing what you were dealing with, right? But you avoided accountability. Like you kept getting back on that bike that was devastating. You see what I'm saying? That kept hurting you. You kept falling off of. So let's look at the tarot before and I'm going to look at this deck again. The traditional Rider-Waite version. I forget which specific name of this deck is. Okay. Okay. I'm trying not to shuffle like that too much, you guys. Sorry, I just forgot. So, we have the Tower here coming out. Somebody's definitely has a changed mind about a situation, or there's an energy of something is going to shake the system, or it's going to come and shake this tower and things are going to come crashing. Something is going to change all of a sudden. So whether it's you or whether it's something that's going to take place that's going to shake you and cause you to think differently about this. Again, with money moves in the reverse, cause and effect in the reverse, there's an energy of avoiding accountability, going back to a situation that was not going well for you. See, we have the Hermit. We have two major arcana, and this is an energy of is examining themselves. They're examining what action they either have been taking or haven't been taking. And there's going to be a changed mind about what they've been doing all this time. The Hermit is not about taking a close look at what someone else is doing. It's taking a close look at what the hell you're doing and why. Do you see what I'm saying? Getting to the bottom of why you are not taking accountability. There is going to be a tower moment. Something is going to shake you into this. And I feel like this is going to be this is like a spiritually, divinely guided situation. Like you're learning some spiritual lessons here. All right. And you are about to have a tower moment with yourself. Like, why am I doing this? It's not like it's helping. It's not like it's good for me in any ways. This is hurting me. Right? It is like riding a bike, but it's like falling off of a bike multiple times and just like, I mean, over and over hurting yourself, and not like there's something you're going to do to shield yourself from that, right? There's something off about your technique that you need to get to the bottom of before you just hop back on that bike again. Okay. At least I know that's the way my dad did me when I fell off the bike. When he got it from me the first time, I did want to hop back on there and just keep going. But he was like, okay, you got to slow down, and this is what you need to do. You know, take your time. And he was also just like, you have to trust yourself. You know, I know. Like, I can just remember, I can't, oh man, just thinking back the day that he brought that bike to me, it was the most amazing day ever. I think I even remember him pulling up in the truck with it on there. What a classic memory to have embedded in my mind. I lost my dad on my 16th birthday, guys. So that right there is a very classic memory of my daddy. And I'm sure I was about 7 at that point. Oh my gosh, when I'm talking about my dad, look at this. The Emperor is here. The Emperor is here. This is awesome. How beautiful. My ears are ringing. My ears are ringing. So this is all about being in control. Taking control. It's all about power, right? And it's also about stable. Now remember, money moves in the reverse. That was that unstable energy. That was all about that. But once this Tower moment occurs, and once this Hermit comes into play, it's going to cause you to be very much in control of what you're doing and why, right? Things are going to be done more with purpose. Okay? Things are going to be done with purpose here. And this is a major change that you are going through. All of this major arcana. Okay? Taurus, Aries, Virgo. We have Sagittarius here, fire energy. Leo, you could be dealing with the Leo or Aries. Strong Aries energy. My ears are ringing. It's Aries season, by the way. But yeah. Something is going to shake you at the foundation or at your core. Something is going to shake your foundation. It's going to make you really look at yourself like, self, come on now. You're going to have to get control of yourself here, right? We can't just continue allowing this person or, you know, this situation to control us in this way, or to keep us making these bad decisions that are hurting us, right? Or we're hurting ourselves. Yeah, this is interesting. So let's cleanse this deck here before we go. Okay, so what are the recent lessons that you've learned that have brought you to this point? What are the recent lessons? Uh-oh, sorry guys. Hold on one second. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I clicked on something. All right. What are the recent lessons Cancer has learned? Okay, look at this, y'all. I'm telling you right now, balance. Balance. Do you see these stones? Balanced, harmony. All about balance, peace, happiness. This is something that you want for yourself. You no longer want to be in that chaotic situation. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this isn't working out for you, right? Cause and effect in the reverse, Cancer. No longer can we just avoid the situation. We're not just going to jump back on the bike and just act like nothing is wrong. There's something wrong with our technique. With that hermit, we are taking a closer look at what it is we must be doing that is putting us in a place where we're not at peace. So you have recently come, okay, look, we have apology here. You're apologizing, I feel, to yourself, right? It's arrogant, rash actions, and insincere. But again, with I feel like you are really like saying to yourself, self, you deserve so much better than this, right? Because again, the focus is not, I mean, some of you are in relationships, some of them karmic, but this could also be family. This could be a friend. This could be a situation with an employer, anything. But this is a situation, most importantly, to where you were overlooking your own morals, you were overlooking your own feelings, you were overlooking everything when it came to yourself. And now it's all about opening your eyes and taking that accountability for your part in the situation as well. So you have recently, I feel like, gone through this period of apologizing for not really thinking things through, right? And allowing arrogant individuals to come into your life. Look at this masculine energy in the reverse. See what I mean? This is that same emperor energy that is right here. Do you see that? Same situation. There it is. And it's in the reverse. This is all about a lack of control. This could also represent a divine masculine who is not living up to their, this could be someone who's a cheater, someone who is not, being committed, basically, right? Someone who's not in control of themselves, not in control of their actions. They're just out there doing anything and anybody, right? Well, you're taking control, I feel, of what you do to yourself and what you allow. You are apologizing to yourself for not creating that peace, that personal peace that you carry within, right? So that when someone or any foreign entities come along, all you have to do is remove yourself from their energy and, you're instantly restored in that place of peace. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they can't even infiltrate your peace because you got it so locked in, right? But they'll try you. I'm telling you, they will try you. But that if you don't create that for yourself and you allow someone else to be that for you and someone else to, control you in that way, trust me, they will have you all over the place. When they move, you move, just like that. You know what I'm saying? They will have you up, down, and all around. Okay? Soulmate and vacay under the deck. This is you getting away from this soul tie. This is bondage, y'all. And the next one is trapped. Okay, let me tell you something. And this is what you've recently learned. This is what you have recently learned, Cancer. Some of you are waking up in narcissist relationships. And when I say waking up in narcissist relationships, like you knew you were with this person, you chose to be with this person, whatnot. We're not saying, oh my gosh, I'm with you. But at the same time, yes, you are realizing that you have been, the situation you've been in has just not been crazy love. It's not been tough love. It's not been a ride or die. It's not been, somebody who's just crazy about you. No, you've been with a narcissist, a lot of you, or someone who's obsessive and controlling, and they have programmed you into thinking or feeling as though this was just a whole lot of emotion coming from a different place, right? That was you not being accountable. Some of you have been making excuses for why people have been treating you in these abusive, narcissist, controlling ways. You have. You've been stuck. You've trapped yourself in a situation with a soul tie, and now there's an energy of breaking yourself free. That's why we have the vacate card. It's time to get away. It's time. You need and want and are declaring a very major break. That's why we have all this major arcana, you guys. I'm not even joking. I honestly, I tried to shuffle the cards very well, and that is just all that came out. I can't stop the message, okay? Don't get mad at me. And look at this, y'all. I can't help it. We got the Magician in the reverse now. I told you. See, you were being manipulated. There's an energy of this was a very masterful manipulator. It was. This is all about illusion, deception, being tricked. Some of you have been tricked into being stuck in a situation. Literally, the one that was holding yourself back. And that's why I said this reading is really not so much about you and the other person. It's really about you. It's really so that you can take accountability for what you are doing or what you are not doing or what you're allowing or not. Because that's where it's really at, right? If we all would just kind of like take ourselves as like a blank canvas and work on that, first of all, the universe would get so much better instantly. And then if we just start helping others that are close to us, Jesus, I can only imagine this would like be my ears are ringing. Just even thinking about how well off we would be. But so the Magician's in the reverse, right? You've been bamboozled. Bamboozled. There's an energy of being tricked, being manipulated into thinking that something is not what it is. Tell me more about this Magician in the reverse. Tell me more about this Magician in the reverse. Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of people that are like teaming up and working together. Now, this could be spiritual, very much with that Magician being in the reverse is giving me an energy of someone who's manipulative, someone who uses other people, things, places, to get what they want or to make others do certain things. So you're talking about a magician who has combined forces or efforts with either other people, or they have used other measures, or they have gone and sought out other people to do or to help them do something that is causing strife or creating some sort of an illusion, right? To get you or to keep you in this trap. They don't want you to break away. That's the whole thing. If they can keep you in this soul tie connection or keep you bonded to them or committed to them or partnered up with them or on their side or glued up or whatever the case may be, that's all they need to keep you trapped, keep you under this control, emotional control, and keep you stuck in this place of kind of just allowing anything, right? Diverse here. See what I'm saying? This is somebody who is being dominant because they know they're going to be losing control if you get off to a place where you're on your own. With the Magician in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles, this is an energy of somebody who is trying to either partner up with someone else, right? Or they're using other outside means to try to delude you or gaslight you or trick you into a place where you're not thinking for yourself, period. Period, point blank. That's what I'm getting here. Underneath the deck here, we have the Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So the Four of Wands is all about home. It's all about a sense of belonging. It's about commitment. It's about promises. The Five of Pentacles is promises broken, right? Insecure, unstable, leaving you out in the cold, right? So there's some energy around this here. Someone walked away from a commitment. Someone deluded or gaslit you into thinking that they were working with you or that things were all going to work out. And at the end of the day, only for this to happen. Only for this to happen. It's like someone wants to keep you trapped and stuck. This could even be someone who wants to keep you trapped and stuck in a living situation. It even could be a place where there are financial problems or issues, and this person is trying to trick you, right? They're trying to trick you into helping them financially. That's why we have the Three of Pentacles. But the 3 and the 5 makes 8. This is all about needing to focus on you, taking your time, your energy, your resources, and really just kind of focusing on what you need, right? The things that you need for your own stability, right? Because there's someone who is a trickster. And this person is taking advantage of a situation because they're unstable. Money Matters is in the reverse, Cancer. So I'm getting an indication of somebody with that, like riding a bike in the reverse. This is someone who's fallen off the bike and they can't get back on it, which means with Money Matters in the reverse, cause and effect in the reverse, there's an energy also of there's some financial issues that this person may be dealing with because you have chosen on yourself. There's been a tower moment. You have left. I feel like things may have even come crashing for this person. And I feel like what was once stable, well, that you have recently learned that, guess what? There is no stability once you walk. You were the stability, right? Interesting. And that is what I feel like a lot of you have recently learned, that you were the stability in the situation. And if you leave, it all comes crashing. I feel like there's a situation where people may have put you in a place of thinking that they were in control and, you needed to conform to them, right? In this emperor energy, but that wasn't it. They were in the reverse. They had no authority, no discipline. They weren't balanced. That you are going to create your own harmony, your own peace, your own balance. You are going to do all of this for yourself, right? And realizing that, people were insincere. You see what I'm saying? You acted quickly by helping these people when you help them. And I feel like with that Five of Pentacles and the Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, they're just going to make some sort of commitment and then walk out when the going gets tough. Do you understand? It's all sunshine and roses here when they're making the promises. But as soon as it gets cold, now they are cutting and running and leaving you in a situation to deal with things on your own. So you have recently learned that, okay, I didn't need you anyways. You weren't any good for me. Being with you is all bad. You see what I'm saying? I was hurting myself. There's there's some underlying situations as to why I was allowing you to do this for so long, right? So now that we have learned that, what are our goals, or how are we moving forward? What are our goals, or how are we moving forward, Cancer? Learning what we have recently learned in the past. What are our goals, and how are we moving forward? That went in the reverse. I'm very intrigued. Okay, so first card up is the Sword and the Rose, baby. Clarity, truth. This is all about the truth being revealed, your eyes being opened. This is also about you being protected. Why? Because yourself. There's something about that comes with honor that one has for themselves. It's like they're conformed instantly, and there's a respect that comes along with that for others. Do you see what I'm saying? And a reverence that others are going to have for you because you have that for yourself, right? The Sword and the Rose. People are going to tread lightly when they come for you. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying? Before you cut this rose down, you're going to tread lightly, grabbing for that rose, because there's some thorns there that are going to get you along the way, right? There's just an energy of, come with respect. Come with respect, but you are protected. Now, in the reverse here, Cupid's arrow in the reverse, just like I said, bunny bread. Listen, here is how you're moving forward now, Cancers. In any connection or relationship, it's going to come with protection. And the protection that you're going to have is the power that comes around the clarity that you are going to reveal to others, right? In letting them know what they can and cannot do when it comes to you, how they can and cannot operate when it comes to you, how you are and are not going to be operating when it comes to you, let alone anybody else. And with Cupid's arrow in the reverse, like, honestly, I'm telling you, this is all about, it says in the upright, it says, have faith. Love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. And this is in the reverse. So what I'm telling you right now is when people approach you, there's going to be some hesitation. If they're approaching you in any way, it's going to come with a lot of reverence and respect and a lot of confidence, because they know that they have the respect that it takes, right? And they know there's going to be that level there. It's going to be a very clear situation. It's going to come with a lot of clarity when others approach you and look at you, right? Because there's certain boundaries that you are creating moving forward. People are not going to make no mistake. They're not going to make any mistake. I feel like when you were just getting back on that bike over and over, even though it was hurting, like people were looking at that and there was like a blueprint to keep, coming for you. But no. This is not what this is. And by stopping that and taking a different approach, it's going to show others. It's going to stop a whole lot of mess before it even gets to you. People aren't even going to try you in that way. All right. Underneath the deck. I can't right now, but we have engagement ring. Okay. So listen, this is all about being committed. So again, I feel like moving forward, there may be, others who may approach, or there may be someone that wants to go in this direction, or you may want to be in another relationship. You may want to settle down. You may want to have that commitment, right? But I bet you're going to know exactly what it is before you move forward. I bet you, it's not just going to be any old kind of commitment, right? It's going to come with a lot of, look at this, y'all. Communication is what I was going to say, but it said talking. It's going to come with a lot of talking, a lot of communication. It says interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. Okay, text, call, email, hovering. See, it's going to come with a lot of questions. It's going to come with a lot of scrutiny. It's going to come with a lot of getting to know this person, a lot of dating, a lot of patience. Keep its arrows in the reverse. You see what I'm saying? You're not just jumping into it, you are taking your time, right? You are, yes, being very, very wise. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. And this is, look, the butterfly. Relationship evolving in the next phase, healing the inner child and growth, Cancer. So, like I said, this isn't child's play. First of all, these readings are not child's play. You have evolved. You have really turned into an emotional butterfly. Like, you have evolved. We are supposed to be emotional beings, but we're not supposed to allow our emotions to control us. We're not supposed to be controlled by our emotions. We're not supposed to just, get on that emotional bike that us cancers love to ride, right? It feels good being on that emotional bike and going through all these, but it doesn't feel good when you're not able to stop it. It doesn't feel good when it comes crashing. It doesn't feel good. Do you see what I'm saying? When we get hurt, it really just does not. So again, sword in the rose, getting clarity, taking your time, being more patient. Look at this. Look at this. So we've got, look at this, the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. Again, all about evolution, all about change. Okay. This is all about a cycle that is changing. That Knight of Wands just kind of does what they want. They just kind of are free spirited, but they are kind of wild in their actions. You see what I mean? And I feel like there's a need to tame that Knight of Wands energy and moving in solidarity, moving in harmony, knowing, having that energy of like knowing ahead of time what your actions are, like kind of what the cause and effect of the situation is going to be, right? Not cause and effect in the reverse, not just kind of like on with the flow and seeing what happens after the fact. That is very reckless, right? Way to live. But I feel like we all go through that. We are all evolving and we grow up, right? As we go through this phase, we all go through phases. And this is one of the phases of growth here. But there is going to be a swift switch in gears, shall I say, because that Knight of Wands is fast moving. It comes in barreling. Do you understand? And to be connected to the Wheel of Fortune, which represents sudden change, like just like a bat out of you type, you know what? So yeah, this is all about moving forward, growing, learning your lessons, getting them quickly and moving on to the next. We're not just going to stay falling off that bike. You know what I mean? We're just not going to stay in that situation. We are going to get to the point where we're moving forward. Okay. Under the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. With the Six of Swords, y'all. See what I mean? The Three of Cups it does represent friendship. It does. But this is more of an energy of just communication, I feel. I feel like it's moving away learning lessons, okay? It's all about growing up, learning lessons, right? And just kind of really being more responsible about how you interact when you meet others, when you meet people. You're getting away from that energy of right? To, I want to say, really move when it comes to relationships or other people in these close-knit situations, because the Three of Cups is a very close-knit, that's a small group of friends, right? It's not like one-on-one, but it is like three people having a good time. It's more lighthearted. It's an energy of not moving really fast, wouldn't you think? I'm going to say taking time to be friends, right? Taking time to talk more, right? And not being so quick to jump into an emotional connection. The Six of Swords is all about communication, right? And sixes represent change. It does. It represents starting over, doing things differently, not the same that you used to. Okay. You're changing the way that you are when you are getting to know someone. You're not so quick to get so like do things with this person so quickly. There's going to be more conversation. There's going to be more talking. There's going to be more getting to know the person. You feel me? You feel me, Smalls? So what is the challenge? What is the challenge that you are facing right now? Let's look at the Lover's Oracle. Now, again, because it says the Lover's Oracle doesn't mean that you have to be in a relationship, but I am seeing this being a relationship with someone that you were committed to. I'm seeing a lot of commitment cards here. That's the only reason why. We got Divine Masculine and Emperor and engagement ring here. I'm just saying. But it doesn't have to be. All right, so what is the challenge here, Cancer? What is the challenge? I can't take it anymore. I can't handle your love in the reverse. I can't make a decision. Yeah. Okay. So the challenge is, like I said, making up your mind, right? And not going backwards on that. There's an energy of knowing that you've all, like, you cannot go backwards. You can't take any more of what you've been getting. With I can't handle your love in the reverse, this is that mindset of thinking that you can just continue, even though you know things are upside down, even though you know that it is not love in the sense to where that you want to experience it, right? Yet there's some sort of consideration that is being made on a mental level, right? With I can't make a decision. Again, there's an energy of going back and forth, mental, to make up your mind what you want or what you don't want. So there's that mental back and forth that is going to be a challenge for you. I feel lonely. All right. So bottom line, this is where it's coming from. This is where it's coming from. It's all about really being happy with yourself. Learning, like I said at the beginning, learning how to be happy, having peace and joy and happiness within, right? That is going to be first and foremost. That's what's going to help you break the toxic chains. But it's not until you get all of the noise out of your ear telling you that you need these other people in order to be okay, because that's the lie that you've been made to believe, right? So yeah, I can't take it anymore. Like literally, I can't make a decision. So the challenge is not going back and forth just because you are feeling lonely. So I feel like there's going to be a moment of temptation. There's going to be like, this person is a master manipulator. Let's not forget. We've got the Emperor, we've got the Magician in the reverse. Very controlling. Very controlling. And then we have the Emperor in the reverse, which just all the way out of control. Like I say, once you make up your mind that you're leaving, that's when they're gonna like lose their you know what I'm saying? First card out. Look, seven of swords in the reverse. You're done. You're tired of playing games. You're tired of the lies. You can't go back to the drama. This is an energy of, I'm not going backwards. I'm telling you right now, this is all, the lies are out in the open and you can't go back. Like, you refuse to continue playing games with this person. That is Seven of Swords in the reverse. There's no more games. It's all out in the open. It's all out here. Do you see what I mean? There's no hiding. There's nothing that can be hid. This is the energy of, I can't unsee what I've already seen here, right? There's only one way to go from here, basically. What else do we have? Whoops, sorry. Well, and then why did I flip these cards out? Why? But I did. So the cards that I flipped out, and they appear to have come from the bottom of the deck after a couple of shuffles. Oh gosh, we have three. So we have the World, we have the Three of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So at this point, Cancer, now that you have unseen, or you can't unsee what you've already seen with the World, this is it. This is like end of story, chapter close. Like, you know, thank you. Okay. With the Three of Swords, it's almost like you just helped me make my decision. Literally, honestly. And with the King of Swords, this is again the law. This is all about knowing that you know that you know. This is all about having the authority. This is all about a legal matter, and you're sitting on the other side of the throne. You're the one. You're making a decision because you know you have the authority. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me my way out, and knowing that I can actually do this and hold my head up high. I don't have to feel guilty about it. We're doing this because this was your decision. This is all about cause and effect. If you want to talk about cause and effect, show me the King of Swords. Okay? This is it. This is it. This is all about somebody making a decision and standing on it. End of story. And having closure, not needing anybody to tell you you're right or wrong. This is like better than anything, because this is you saying bye and not caring whether or not the other person says bye back. You don't even care if they heard you. You are done. Intrinsically, you're done playing games. It's over. The end, Cancer. Okay. So listen, it seems like that was the challenge, but I'm telling you, you are kicking it right now. You are kicking butt right now. So let's see, what is the advice? What is the advice? And I'm just going to pull a few from a few different decks here. What is the advice for Cancers moving forward? And thank you for spending the time with me today. So it's a spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So there's a relationship that is going to transcend this lifetime. So I do feel like this is a close soul connection or a soul partner. I feel like you have been prepared for this next step. There's a lot of pink in this card, this is giving me very much heart chakra, very much romance, very much twin soul connection. And I do feel like this is coming. With the butterfly here, again, it's just giving me energy of, yeah, you are going to the next phase, right? There's going to be someone coming towards you, right? And it is going to be someone who is good for you. It is going to be someone that you are connecting with on a spiritual level, right? It goes beyond this lifetime. Ooh, I didn't even shuffle. Let's shuffle these a little more. I just want one. And that was spiritual and growth, you guys, by the way. And it was in, both of them were in the reverse. Okay. Both of them were in the reverse. And again, that's all about like being stuck in a situation where there's a lack of growth. That is not, there's nothing on a upper spiritual level. That is all lower frequency energy. Okay. What is the advice here? Definitely be careful who you're connected with or to. If you are connected with someone who is on a lower spiritual frequency, that will automatically shift you into that frequency, right? Whoever you are connecting with, right? So being more mindful of who you're connecting with at the onset. And again, I keep getting two cards, you guys. We got healer. And look, we got spiritual cleansing. I think it was meant for us to have the two cards, and it was probably meant for us to see those two cards, but I wasn't accepting it because that's not our path, but that is the advice. Healer and spiritual cleansing. There is an energy. Some of you need to do a spiritual cleansing. There's definitely a situation where I feel like disconnecting from someone who is in that lower vibrational energy. You're going to have to cleanse and do a spiritual cleanse of yourself, your mind, your body, your energy, all the things, right? All of the things, because there was a lower vibrational pull that was happening when you were connected to that previous energy, whatever that was, whether it was a relationship, a friendship, a job, a situation that was toxic in your life, whatever it was that was eluding you, gaslighting you, manipulating you, or even deceiving or taking from you, there's going to be a need to perhaps go to someone who is a healer and ask them to perform spiritual cleansing. Go to prayer, or just like I say, you can pray. You can all of these things on your own. Okay. You don't have to go to anybody but God. Okay. Jesus is all you need to seek. But my thing is, there's an energy of something that is beyond you. So I would recommend a spiritual healer, someone who is ordained, knows what they're doing. Because it says spiritual connection. And this is the advice. So to me, honestly, I'm going to have to stick with that. All right. I'm going to have to stick with that. I am. And with those cards being in the reverse, like, that's fine. But we need to at least acknowledge that that is what came out, whether we take it or not. I'm going to have to just do that because some things I can't unsee. And that is kind of the entire reading within itself. So I'm not going to discount that. I'm not going to avoid accountability, y'all, with this reading. Y'all, look at this mirror effect. See, I am looking in the mirror. There's an energy of I'm not going to act like I didn't see what I saw. We saw what we saw. You saw what you saw. It is what it is. Look in the mirror and be able to deal with what is reflecting back. It is the truth. If it is something that you don't like, then know that it is something that can be handled. It's all about taking accountability. That's the first step, right? Even the 12-step program, everything done in 12, the 12 tribes of Israel, of the Jews, starting with Judah. Okay? Us, our people. Our people. All right? Let's not even talk about the Cubans and the Haitians and the Dominicans and the many others. There are 12. Okay? I learned a lot today on my street teachers. I love it. I love it. Mirror effect, looking in the mirror, and look at that beautiful skin as I am talking about this, as this card is coming out. That is also beautiful within itself. Looking in the mirror and being able to open your eyes and acknowledge what is looking back at you and love it. Or if you don't, change it, fix it if it needs correction. If it's something that you can do, not talking about superficial, I'm talking about things that are errors because of things that you have done. There are corrections that can be made. Mirrors have uses, right? Something may be a little off. There may be an adjustment that is required, but you have to first be able to look in the mirror, and second, to have a true visual of what it is what's being reflected back, right? Not diluting, gaslighting, lying to yourself, or deceiving yourself about what it is that's looking back. Okay, number 13 here. Being able to look in the mirror, and if there's anything that needs to be changed, do it. What action is looking in the mirror going to cause? What is the mirror effect? If you take a look at yourself, what is that going to do? Seeing that there's a spiritual cleansing. So there may be, once you look in the mirror, if there's something that you don't like, you may feel like, you know what? I need to clear this from my energy. I don't like what I'm seeing back. I don't like the image that I have of myself. That may be an internal thing. Okay? That may be an internal thing. But let's get one more. Let's get one more here. What is the advice? Okay. Beautiful, y'all. 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. And this is the crown, y'all. I can't. This is so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I learned about that with my street teachers today as well. And how the God is the head, then Christ, and then man, and then woman, right? And so Christ had the covering over his head when in communion with the Father, as in man has that covering of Christ as the head, right? Christ is supposed to cover man as the head, and woman is supposed to be covered, right, have a covering over her head when she is, reading or hearing spiritual word or doctrine. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. So, that's probably why you see a lot of women in church with hats on. I don't know. Maybe not. But I did learn that. But I'm getting, again, there is a covering here. There's a crown. There's a crown on this archangel's crown or head. That is the connection. That is where all of the spiritual uploads are going, through the crown. Through the crown. And what is it? Number 41. Okay. 4 plus 1 is 5. All right. For those of us who are not mathematicians. And again, this is all about, y'all, can I tell y'all something that's going to make you fall out of your chair? Can I please? This is all about a spiritual connection. Look at the card that we pulled. Does it not say spiritual connection? Praises be to God. Lord, I thank you right now. I am so thankful for all of the lessons in every single way that he gives them to me. They always come through like this, you guys. It's always very beautiful, and I'm very humbled every single time it happens. Every single time it happens. God is going to get his messages through to us, baby. Now, are we going to hear them or not? Do you see what I'm saying? Spiritual cleansing and healer is what's needed, because with growth in the reverse, and I think it was spiritual something, spirit connection. Okay, so we're going to read this here about Archangel Uriel. Now is a great time to get connected. The assistance from spirit is great, and whether it's the presence of an ascended master, a powerful angel like Uriel, or just a loving friend or family member in spirit, their love and willingness to assist is always there. They even open you to the Akashic records or Alaya consciousness, the storehouse of all information. This connection is open now, and you will find that your own spirit and the spirits of those around you will be able to provide the answers you seek and the blessings you desire and deserve. This card, now, this is all in the upright, so that's what refers to us. It also indicates a time of great intuition for you and guidance from your higher awareness to allow yourself to quiet your mind and listen, you guys. And this is what I meant. So let's get back. Let's get back to this. Boundaries, I believe, is what was in the reverse, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the message again. But either way, things have changed. This is a new day and a new dawn. Trust. It was trust. Okay, trust. Trust was in the reverse. And growth. Trust was in the reverse. And this is all about faith, intuition. and growth. This is all about your intuition, right? This is beautiful, you guys. You need to have there's been some sort of a spiritual connection. And like I say, this could definitely be an energy of some sort of a negative, you know, trying to take control, right? And I feel like if after you separate from a narcissistic relationship, that is also a time for you to go through that spiritual cleansing and all of the things, because those people can have a lot of very unhealthy ties. And when you leave that connection, it tends to get worse, right? And so you just need to pray and keep yourself prayed up anyways, I would have to say. So to me, you guys, I'm never going to walk out of a reading feeling any type of way. All right. I'm not. I do feel that those of you who are having a hard time making a decision, I do feel like there is something that is going to take place that is going to make you, it's going to put you in a whole new frame of mind all of a sudden. Like it's going to seem like it's happening out of the blue, like out of nowhere, like this is going to be happening. You're going to be like, what is going on? But it's not that. It's the Wheel of Fortune. When you see the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower together in a reading, I mean, that's to me already is an energy of things are being shaken up. And you've got that. You've got that here. You have the Emperor. You have the Emperor going in the reverse. You have the Magician going in the reverse. You have that Wheel of Fortune. You have it starts with the Tower. Something is falling and coming crashing down. And then something is going to be turning. There's going to be a change of events. The Knight of Wands is all about somebody who's trying to hold on, or they're trying to be in control of that. They're trying to keep it from happening, or there's a sense of someone who's being very rebellious, right? And it's, too late for all of that, because you've made up your mind, or you've made your decision here and you're standing on it. You're standing on your decision. You couldn't make a decision. That was the problem. But you're going to be able to. All you have to do is, with the mirror effect, once you look into the mirror, how does it affect you? What's being reflected back? And if it's a problem, what are you going to do to fix it? Right? What are you going to do? I say pray, and I know that God will give you the answers. I know that He will. He did it for me. And I was, in a situation you would have been like, well, you stuck in that situation. Or, I even had some people saying, why would you leave a situation like that? Or, you're settled, or you shouldn't even worry about it. Just, no, I worry about it. I'm not staying in a situation where it's not good for me. That's not fair to myself. I deserve more. I deserve everything and then some. With a daddy like mine, I just listen. If my husband or my partner is not like that, throw the whole person away. Okay? If they don't have that character, throw them away. Start over again. It's your prerogative. That's what they do when they're done. That's what people do when they're done with you. They'll throw you away in the hot New York minute. So why not meet them halfway? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's that. There is that, you guys. And I think that we're just going to close the reading on that. I'm going to pull one more card. Take it how it resonates, folks. Yell at me in the comments. But I feel like we need to go out on a different note. Not just different, but another note. Okay. So in this case, she's kissing a tree. Beautiful energy. Okay. It says, give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. I told you that love is coming for a lot of you. There is a soul mate, soul partner, someone that is truly coming to you that you deserve. It says, know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Y'all, yell at me if you want to, but keep it in the comments and keep it classy, because I literally just channeled this exact energy. I literally just said it. Literally just said it. And for whatever reason, my ears are ringing right now. But for whatever reason, I said, I want to pull one more card for you guys. I don't want to go out just like that. Let's just pull one more and look at what we got, y'all. Come on. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Okay? You deserve love. You deserve to have it in the way that you give it. You see what I'm saying? So give thanks. This is coming soon. Make sure that you are prayerful. Ask for spirit to cleanse you, detox you, show you the things that you need to do. Period. Okay? Blessings to all of you. And I hope you resonate with this message. Thank you. Hit those like buttons, you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.